I got.
Do you have lotion to go with those tissues or?
Uh, you know, some things are best kept a mystery, Matt.
Not that. I need the answers to that question right now.
I'll tell you this much. Whether I have lotion next to me or not, my hands will be fully visible. If that makes you feel any better, or would you feel better if you don't see my hands?
I just like to believe you're jacking off the entire episode.
Okay, well then I'll keep my hands on my thighs, my legs, on my knees. Just keep it right here, so to create the illusion, and then I'll I'll move up a little bit, I'll do some movement here and there, let everyone really wonder as to what really is going on over here.
There you go.
Yeah. So how you been, Matt?
I've been all right. Let's see. I got my notes, and then I'll close that, and then I'll open up the Google Docs so that I have the My Sensual Secrets thing.
I can't wait to plug that. I don't know why, but I was getting like a schoolgirl to be able to plug it with Travis on yesterday's show.
I've got a whole plan for it, and then I had because you guys talked about it, so then I made sure I texted him and told him to send me the script that he had typed up.
Let's see here. Did you have any other contenders for a thumbnail? Or
no?
Okay, cool.
I didn't look because that's your job, and we have this discussion every week. Is
no. Yes, it is, but there are occasions where we kind of like collaborate, or you throw in some suggestions.
I mean, there was a match on Rampage tonight with TJ, Ruby Soho, and Willow.
Okay,
that had a lot of TJ out and about in it. That I'm sure you could find a nice shot of either of them for the thumbnail. Also, I really enjoyed Liv tonight on SmackDown, which we'll talk about. Oh, look, we got people here. So
yeah, we got Will here, and we got Bakley.
And Hunter's here.
Hunter Hearst Tumsley?
No, I don't even know how to say his last name, if that even is his last name. Oh, and there's Katie.
The gang's all here.
Now that we got everyone here, we can go ahead and start the show if you want.
Yeah,
we can wait 3 minutes. I don't care.
No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the #1 wrestling podcast on Porn of the Smackin It Raw podcast, where a handicap match is really just a competitive threesome. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host, just the two of us this evening because he has been begging for a little one-on-one time with his masturbatory fantasy. Daddy Delgado, the Sultan of Spit or Swallow, the Pornhub Poppy.
Thank you.
What's up, Vince?
I'm ready to grab life by the balls, man. I'm excited. I'm like you mentioned, it's just the two of us. We're gonna miss Katie, but she's in the chat, so her presence is still here, just like that ghost in your new house. Her presence is felt, and it's a friendly presence.
It's not just the two of us, because we've got Will in the chat. We've got Bakley in the chat. We've got Allison in the chat. Katie is visiting us in the chat. Hunter, who thinks I know who the fuck baseball players are or how to pronounce their names, is in the chat. We've got the chat with us here to support
Benji's in the chat. When's the last time you saw Benji here? Yeah.
Christ.
And he's using the emojis. He's using like everything. Like the whole thing.
Apparently, Vince
Um,
likes balls and finally admits it. And Hunter already misses Katie, but she'll be back next week. So don't worry about that.
Bakley, I've always liked balls. I've never disputed them. I like meatballs. I like basketballs. I like soccer balls. I like footballs. You know,
Apparently, you like Will's balls.
Wales balls as well. Little fun fact before we get started. Do you know this is the first episode where it's just the two of us intentionally since last year's Halloween episode?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I kind of was just kind of curious, so I did my research and I went back to look to see when's the last time it was just me and Matt, and it was the Dirty Heels episode where Dirty Heels had to leave halfway through, and it was us two. But if it was us two from the beginning, it was Halloween. You were wearing a wig with a hat. I
That was
was
2
wearing
years ago.
not this year's Halloween, last year on
Okay,
Halloween.
this year's
2021.
Halloween would be 2023's Halloween, which has not happened yet. So it was Halloween 2 years ago, Vince.
2021.
Yes, 2 years ago.
2021 Halloween. It was what did we fucking call it? Something about street fights.
Yeah.
219.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Oh,
And
been
it's
a
Friday
very
the
long time.
13th. Shout out to
It is
Benji.
Friday 13th.
I was gonna bring that up.
So speaking of shout outs, shout out to Jalen Heel Tactics _ who does our intro music. Fantastic guy. If you're a podcaster and you need some music for your show, please go hit my man up. He will hook you up. And as I always say, he does our music, he does Straight Talks music, he does Katie's music, everything that you need, he's got it. Also, shout out to Creation World, because this is the banner, or Creation World is the banner under which this podcast fucking exists. You can check them out at creationworld.com, on Twitter and Instagram at It's Creation World, ITSCREATIA World. And, you know, we got a Patreon. You can find it at creationworld.com. There's a Facebook page, facebook.com/creationworld. It's all there to get all that nerdish, including our new / brought back show, Creation Conversation, which is now a 1-hour news show during your lunchtime that I did 4 of the 5 episodes of this week. And Vince was able to fill in for me on Thursday.
Yes.
Hopefully next week it'll be a little more mixed up and Travis will have a couple days off, and so will I.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
No, it's been fun. If you guys haven't, I encourage you to check it out. Lunchtime, noon Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time for all of you guys. Yeah, Monday through Friday. We're gonna talk all that nerd-ish. It's really fun. I like it, and you get to find out all about Matt's white ghost adventures, which has been the highlight of the whole week, honestly.
Well, you know, I did take Justin, Katie, and Garn on that adventure with me.
Yeah.
Will, I have already talked to Travis about that. He is perfectly fine with guests, so we can and will set that up. I did mention that to him when Travis said on the Thursday episode that he was informed that he had another option besides Vince. That's exactly what he was talking about, was that I let him know you were interested in coming on, so he knows if he doesn't want to deal with Vince, you are an option. So we will set that.
You know what? He was relatively nice up until the end, where where JJ brought up the fact that you haven't threatened to fire Vince all episode, and I told JJ, well, at this point he would be having to do the show by himself if he fired me. So he waited all the way to the end, and that's when he fired me. So there's that. It's a fun dynamic.
I got a little bit of news and rumors. I don't really think I need to talk about the Vince stuff because I've talked about it for 5 days on the Creation Conversation.
Yes.
So if you want to know about everything that happened with Stephanie McMahon resigning, Vince basically firing the entire board of directors except for Triple H and Nick Khan and replacing them, all that shit, go listen to the Creation Conversation. We'll break it down. I fixed whatever weird conversation you guys had about it yesterday, because apparently neither of you read the fucking article that I sent, but I fixed it.
See, I figured Travis was going to read it, but that's my assumption. That's my fault for assuming. You know, it'd be wavy.
Stephanie did just have surgery. Vince put her in an ankle lock until she decided to resign, and then she had to go get that fixed. So that's the thing that happened. I don't know which Vince. Ricochet and Samantha Irving got engaged, so congrats to them. Apparently, you know, they say you got to find the finger that fits, and definitely Ricochet found the finger that fits.
One hell of a finger
down with for the rest of his life. Any thoughts on that? Are you happy for them?
Yeah, I'm
And
happy for Ricochet. He's a swell of a guy. I like Ricochet. Trevor's a solid dude in and out of the ring. Have no issues with him other than the fact that he dated Tessa Blanchard for a spell there. But that's neither here nor there. He's been upgraded consistently, so kudos to him.
last but not least, Swiss cheese stays white. And we're going to talk about my New Japan names tonight. Is possibly maybe leaving Japan?
For WWE.
Well, we don't know if it's for WWE. There are rumors that WWE has interest in him and a few other New Japan stars. He has a history with AEW. All I know is that supposedly his contract is coming up very soon. And it doesn't look like he wants to stay in Japan. So
Two things about the Jay White stuff. It's
stays white. Yeah, go ahead.
Him. If he shows up at the Rumble, I think he should show up at the Rumble. If he's even if he's not going to stay in WWE, I think it'd be a good payday and a good spotlight for him to show up in the Rumble, even if he doesn't stay, just like last year with Mick James. And then he can go to AEW and have more buzz with him, or he can show up at the Rumble and stay with WWE. But my question to you, Matt,
Swiss
is
cheese.
Swiss cheese
Stays
Jay
white.
White.
Stays white.
Swiss cheese stays white.
Yeah, it's very easy. It makes sense. It works.
It does. Swiss cheese stay white. If he goes to WWE, does his name change?
Probably.
Will you change his name on the show?
Oh no, he's Swiss cheese stays white now. Like that's who he is. So
he can't come back from that.
I don't know. I mean, he's out here doing Bray's finisher, trying to claim it for his own and shit. So like, I've already got a semi bit of bias against him. And then you got all the New Japan say, well, he was doing it bad. I don't give a fuck when he was doing it. He was never as popular as Bray Wyatt in my mind. Therefore, it is Bray's motherfucking move. And anyone else that does it is doing Bray's move. Ruby Soho did it tonight in Thumbtacks. It is motherfucking Bray Wyatt's move. It is the Sister Abigail, and everyone else is just an imitator, whether they do it better or not. They're just an imitator of my boy Bray. So I
don't believe he'll do it.
See how it goes.
I think if he signs with WWE, I don't think he'd be doing it because they're pretty good at like having wrestlers like not do the same finishing moves. I mean, they wouldn't let Kenta use the GTS, even though Punk wasn't in WWE and he created the move. So
fuck you, Kyle.
But yeah, I don't know. This is cool news. I like Jay White. I've warmed up to the guy. Swiss cheese stays white. I like him. I've liked him all the way since his Bullet Club days till right now. So I'm cool with it.
Kenta did do the GTS once in NXT, I believe. He teased it a lot, but he did finally hit it once.
Eventually, he was able to do it until I think he injured someone, and then he had to modify it or something.
Oh, that reminds me. If you listen to the latest episode of Young Kings Wrestling, they wished a bunch of people a happy birthday. And we want to reiterate all of those happy birthdays except for motherfucking Matt Riddle. Fuck you. You do not get a happy birthday today because hashtag Ritter over Riddle. But everyone else whose birthday is today on Friday 13th of January, happy birthday.
Oh, good point by Katie. Doing the research. That's why Priest doesn't do the Crossroads anymore. So there's precedent for this.
Okay. You got anything else, or you want to get into spits and swallows?
I mean, it's not much, but there was reports that Triple H did lead a talent meeting today, and he was just reassuring everyone that Vince McMahon coming back has nothing to do with creative. He's going to stay away from creative, and that he's really only here for the sales. What? I'm not doing that right now. Like my hands was right here.
No, listen,
I can't do it handless, man.
You told me at the start of the show you already had Kleenex and lotion within reach, but what I'm saying is, like, yes, Vince sat down to try and calm or Triple H supposedly sat down, had this meeting to calm everyone's nerves, but it's fucking Vince McMahon. Everything that he said he wasn't going to do or he isn't supposed to do, he fucking does. So, like, when I hear reports like this, it doesn't give me like warm fuzz, like everything's like, and also the product, like, yes, there are wrestlers that got brought back. There are wrestlers that we see on TV that Vince would not have utilized or had in catering. But other than that, the product itself really hasn't changed much from Vince McMahon. There are some glaring things that have gone away that was like Vince's humor and things Vince liked that I'm glad aren't around. But
yeah,
we still get Miracle on 34th Street fights and dumb shit like that. Like, all that's still there. It's still WWE. So Mickey James apparently saved her career and won the Knockouts Championship, as well as Santino Marella showed up in Impact tonight in some role of authority.
Vince isn't top G.
I don't know.
Okay.
I thought you were
Yeah.
going to ignore him all night. I thought that was your plan. And now here you
I
are
don't like to be
reading
mean.
his comments and pulling them up on screen. You had a plan.
No. The plan was to ignore Hunter, but I'm like, nah, I'll be nice. It's okay.
What the fuck are you doing awake and at home and in our chat tonight, Mr. Wreak Havoc?
It's Friday the 13th. All the
Yeah,
scary, everyone's coming out for the scary adventures.
Holy shit.
Sup, Reek? Damn. Now, this is like a super chat right now.
I have no idea who
Vince.
the fuck Joe Henry is, so I don't know what he's asking, but he's asking you. So if you're familiar with him and what he's like, you can answer his question.
I don't know who Joe Henry is. DM me later, Bakley, and then hit me up with all the information you can.
I'd also let Santino's daughter. I'd let her put me in a dog collar and dog walk me. Like I'm with you, Kyle.
Yeah, same. In agreement. Sure, Hunter. I can't resist you, but that's really Will's job. Will's really the one I can't resist, but neither here nor there.
All right, let's get into the advocate shows, but I'm not on the show. Let's get into what
I smell
everyone
conspiracy.
is here for. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, for us to spit or swallow the week in wrestling. Vince.
Yes.
Spit or swallow.
Okay. Before I kick off tonight's festivities, I would just like to announce that until further notice, until the AEW Trios champions are different individuals, I have officially decided to boycott AEW and everything they stand for. Great things happened on the show, but I refuse to acknowledge any of it existed. Anything on Rampage, any pay-per-views. Like I said last week, I don't care if Mercedes Moné shows up, CM Punk returns, or the ghost of Eddie Guerrero makes his presence known in Dynamite. I will not be acknowledging it. This is the only time I'm going to acknowledge stuff. But shout out to Adam Cole, baby. I'm solving that real quick.
Hold on one second. I'll do Dynamite and Rampage then, and I'll let you do other stuff, and then I'll go back to it, seeing as you're ignoring all that. However, I do want to say Santino's daughter dating Stacks makes sense because she is stacked. And also right here, Bakley wants you to acknowledge it, Vince.
Acknowledge what?
That the best
Bakley's...
of 7 thing happened, and give us the rant. Everyone wants the rant.
I'm not giving
they want angry rant. Vince.
I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm trying to be different. I'm not trying to be.
You gotta give the people what they want, Vince. That's why maybe all of these people were here. I guarantee they said, "Fuck Matt Ritter." I need to hear Vince's feelings about those white elite assholes coming in, bogarting a best of 7 series, and taking the titles off the Lucha Bros and Pac. That's why they're here.
That could be the case, but I'd like to believe that that's the only reason Hunter's here. And even though I'm acknowledging him and I'm trying to be nice, I'm still not going to give him what he wants. So, Bakley, unless you're talking about your it, I'm not going to acknowledge anything.
So that was just a disclaimer. What is your spit or swallow?
I am going to start with honestly something that you showed me today, and if you didn't show me in the DMs, I probably wouldn't have saw it. The hashtag where's my say and that whole Maximum Male Model cinematic vignettes like felt like it was out of the Jersey Shore. The Kardashians, something that would be on the E Network. I fucking love this. It's so stupid, but I love it. It's the perfect thing ever. And it got me thinking, they're looking for a model, right? This individual is not with WWE currently, but he could be brought back. What if they bring back Tyler Breeze to be the new model and be like the head of Maximum Male Models? Come on, man. Give me something here.
Sure. Okay. Whatever. Like, I don't feel like it does anything for Tyler Breeze. But if it makes Vince happy, sure.
That's all I want. I want the juices of my guilty pleasures titillated. Hi, okay. Jesus. Now everyone's here. Honestly, everyone's here now. Jesus.
We don't do that anymore. So we don't titillate juices. LA Knight left. That stopped. Now we've got Maxine Dupree, who did some shit tonight on SmackDown, and she's not here to titillate your juices. So,
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to such things.
my first swallow, since you're ignoring an entire brand that we cover on the show, is going to be Hangman defeating Mox. They beat the shit out of each other in that match, and I think we're writing Mox off TV so he can take that long-awaited vacation that Katie has been begging him to be able to go on with his wife. So Rampage was filmed with Dynamite, so they did that, and they may go on that vacation finally. So shout out to them.
Maybe they will. Maybe they won't.
Jesus, if you paid attention last week or to the She Elite Showcase this week, Katie repeatedly said she will not be here this week because she's in a place where her Wi-Fi sucks. So she said she'd be in the chat supporting us, and I appreciate that.
JJ is here too. Oh, dude, this is like the dream team of chat. This is the super chat.
And they all came here to listen to you rant about the fucking trios title, and you said fuck everybody in the chat.
No, I said fuck Hunter. I'm not giving him the rant. I'm trying to be sophisticated.
What about Jesus and Reek and Katie and Allison and Bakley and Pretty Kyle? And
I have not heard
chat?
anyone else other than Hunter and Jesus ask for the rants.
I mean, Bakley did.
Did Bakley? I missed that comment.
And Will just said, Vince, give it to me. So there's Will.
Maybe I'll give it. Maybe I'll do it at the end of the show, right before we sign off.
Okay. But yeah, I'm swallowing Hangman defeating Mox and sending him on vacation.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Oh, Katie wants it too now.
Katie just wants to feed into it. She wants to like go against anything I want to do. Jesus, everyone wants it now.
What they want. I told you,
give it to me. Give it to
Allison wants it now. Everyone wants it. So here's your opportunity, Vince. Spit or swallow. Would you like to give them what they're looking for and embrace the hate?
I am going to swallow the fact that the Hurt might be back in business on Monday Night Raw. We had a little bit of tease of that last week. I can't focus, y'all breaking me. I can't do it. But I'm swallowing the fact that we got Cedric and Shelton in that gauntlet match on Raw. MVP was the one that helped Lashley come back to Raw and get his job back. They look like they squashed the beef. They haven't reunited the Hurt Business, but it looks like it's going to that next level, and I'm all about it.
Whatever.
I mean, listen. Okay. I'm with you on it. It's just that's not what the people want. That's not what's going on in the comments. And you went Hurt Business over, and now you're getting tomatoed and shit. So yes, the possibility of the Hurt Business coming back is fantastic. I guess MVP's trying to win Bobby back, mentions expansion, so we'll see what that's about.
Justin's here too now.
Let's see how it plays out. Yeah, exactly. Justin's here too.
Oh man, this is funny.
I am going to swallow the fact something that you mentioned already. Adam Cole's back, and he kind of actually told a story during Story Time with Adam Cole.
Yeah, like, because isn't that your big whole thing is that he doesn't actually tell a story?
Well, yeah, no, he always goes, "Who's ready for Story Time with Adam Cole, baby?" And everyone's like, "Yeah," and then he just cuts a regular fucking promo, and it's not a story. He's like, but this time he really told a story about what happened in his time off and all of this. It was kind of mixed in a promo, so it wasn't like a full story, but it was still pretty much a story. So I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna swallow. Are you gonna be here with me, or are you just gonna keep reading the chat and then laughing at the fact that you're denying that you're fucking come denying these people? Orgasm denial, edging, I guess is the correct term.
Blue balling.
Yeah, blue balling the chat, and I don't appreciate it.
No, I heard everything you said, but I can't acknowledge it. I can't speak on it.
I mean, you already did though.
or at the
You
top of
said-
the show where I said I was going to stop. At that point, it would be like the last thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Vince, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna go back to Raw. And I'm gonna swallow the Alexa Bliss promo when she was on top of the announcer's table. She was supposedly now in control, not Bray Wyatt, not Uncle Howdy. And then Uncle Howdy actually does show up, has the whole creepy vignettes, and he actually shows up. I thought it was kind of awkward the way they cut into commercials with that whole thing, but I'm intrigued because it looks like Uncle Howdy, well, up until the SmackDown, we'll talk about it when we get to SmackDown, but it does seem like this is going in an interesting direction, and it's not just going to go directly into just Alexa being paired up with Bray again.
Yeah, so Alexa shows up, she stands on the announce table, she says she beat Bianca into hiding, that she is the face of evil, that she's in control, and then the Howdy stuff happens and he goes, "Are you in control? Are you?" And then he comes out, she has the look on her face. Again, I agree with you. Like the placement of the commercial was awkward, but seeing as clearly they didn't have anything else planned other than him showing up, I guess it makes sense. I would have liked a little more, a little something happening, maybe like the lights going out and then us going to commercial.
Yeah, doing like
Something.
the classic Wyatt just cutaway thing.
Exactly. But
Or
I I love this shit. I am all for this shit. I literally tweeted out, this is why I love wrestling. You can have your fucking 5-star matches, your best of 7 trios, screwing over the Lucha Bros matches. You can keep those. Give me more of this.
I agree with you. Or you know what they could have done as well is they shouldn't have even brought out Uncle Howdy if all he was going to do is come out on stage and just do his chuckle. Like maybe they could have just done the vignette thing on the screen and then go to commercial. So it would have been a seamless transition.
There's a very interesting dynamic here about who Uncle Howdy is and how he plays into all this and what's going on that I can't wait to see play out. So yeah. This is why Death Triangle lost, and it's all your fault.
Jesus and Will agree in the chat, apparently.
I'm gonna go back to Dynamite. I'm gonna swallow MJF stealing my gimmick on live TV. I'm swallowing it, but I'm spitting the fact that he followed up calling take a shitta with the racist, "Oh, do you even speak English?" comment and bubbling that in, because then that ended up, instead of like letting like Mr. Warren Hayes and a bunch of people tweeted at me and it made me feel special, but then I saw everyone talking about his racist lowbrow bullshit of, "Oh, do you even speak that bullshit?" And it kind of took away the glory of the fact that my gimmick got on live TV, and I was super happy about it. So while I'm swallowing that, my gimmick, take a shitta, my gimmick, fuck you, MJF, got on TV. Then he went and soured it with his bullshit. So
Katie says he took your gimmick and ruined it.
He kind of did. He kind of did.
Yeah.
But I still got all the credit for it. He also takes the shit on Ken Jeong and Freddie Prinze Jr., and then Bryan Danielson runs off MJF and ends up beating Take a Shit in a fantastic match as well. Like they two of the best matches of Dynamite, the two best matches of Dynamite were Bryan Danielson and Take a Shit, and then Mox and Hangman. So
I still want the thesaurus. I want the whole thesaurus of all the names. That's what I want. Hey, Broadcast is here too. Look,
it's Oh No Skate, Take a Shitta.
Oh no skate, take a shitta.
Oh no say.
Oh no say.
Oh no say, take a shitta.
Oh no say, take a shitta.
It was Konski, but
it almost sounds like oh no shit, take a shit and take a shitta.
Don't try and do my thing. You're not MJF. You're gonna fuck.
I'm not trying to be MJF.
Well, he fucked it up too. So you're doing MJF's thing. You're taking my shit and fucking it up. Just let me do my thing. Vince, spit or swallow. While you continue to piss off the chat, could you please just spit and rant and give the people what they want?
Okay. Speaking of being pissed and just spitting, the reason I am boycotting AEW, Dynamite, Rampage, all elite wrestling content is because they took the one of the only good things that I like on the whole fucking show, the Death Triangle, the Lucha Bros, my favorite acts, my favorite wrestlers on the show, give them the titles, which I knew that was just going to be just placement champions. They were just like filler champions. They were not gonna be the long-term champions, and that's why I was so pissed, because I knew they're after they came back from their suspension, the Elite were gonna come in and take the title from two hardworking Mexican luchadors and one handsome British lad. That is unfair. Why the fuck did the Elite need to come in there and get the championships? No, because they're the ones that came in, super kicked CM Punk's door down, and then they kicked the puppy. They kicked Larry. You can't kick a puppy and then get your championships back. It's stupid. And on top of all this fucking stupid nonsense is the fact that from the very jump, I said this better not be a stupid 3-1 coming back from like a 3-1 deficit thing, like in the finals where LeBron came back from the 3-1 deficit. I don't want to hear this shit because they don't need this. They don't need this. Why did they need to do this? I accepted the fact that it was going to go 7 matches because obviously they fucking had to milk it for everything they fucking could. But for God's sakes, why do it? See, this is why I can't support Tony Khan and any other bullshit shit he does, because he does stuff like this. Not only that, he pairs up the Acclaim, the other act that I care about in AEW, and pairs them up with Jeff Jarrett and fucking Jay Lethal. This is exactly what, like, look, I try not to be a hater for AEW. I really do. But then they do stupid shit like this. Like, they book my favorite people and put them in a scenario where they fucking look like jackasses, like assholes. Why? And they do it all the time. They did it with Thunder Rosa too, when she fucking had to drop her title in the backstage segment. She couldn't even get like TV time in the ring. No, see, this is why CM Punk was right. This is why CM Punk was right. CM Punk over the Elite. Fuck the Elite. Fuck the Young Cucks. Fuck Kenny Blow Mega. This is why he is not the best bout machine. He is the lamest bout machine. He's literally the most annoying person aside from Jericho in that whole fucking company. And until the Elite drop those titles, because they don't need those fucking titles, what are they gonna do? Like House of Black versus the Elite? House of Black versus the Elite? Okay, if they do that, okay. Malachi Black, House of Black, they better get those fucking titles. And the minute they do, then I'll start watching Dynamite. Then I'll acknowledge their existence. Until then, I'm boycotting everything AEW because fuck the Elite, fuck Kenny Omega, fuck the Young Cucks.
You feel better?
I feel better, yes.
I think I have the title of our episode because I was trying to keep up with the chat as they had what I think we should name our episode a collective chatgasm as you did your rant. So I think collective chatgasm should be the name of the title.
Write that down because I will forget.
All right. I'll put it at the bottom of my notes. I agree with everything you said. They did not need this. This does not do anything for AEW by putting the trios titles on them. As a matter of fact, they need to stop putting belts on guys like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. Again, everyone forgets that AEW's only been around for like 3 or 4 years, right?
3 years.
And they've got a shit ton of talent. So making them multiple 2-time trios champions doesn't do anything for the belts, doesn't do anything for the company. I will argue this all day long. Kenny Omega and the Bucks are not a draw. Ratings have been down since CM Punk has been gone. CM Punk was the draw of that motherfucking company. Not the Elite, despite the name of the company. It is what it is.
Dude.
Like, Mercedes Moné drew more viewers to New Japan than Kenny Omega did for 2 of his most highly touted matches at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes, well, we cuddle now. We always cuddle afterwards.
And the belts are only 6 months old. We didn't need double champs. You could have left them on Death Triangle and had them feud with House of Black or any of the other trios teams that they have. There's a shit ton.
Death Triangle are literally one of, if not the original trio in AEW, and they're one of the reasons why we were talking about, hey, we should have trios titles because of them, not because of the Elite. And then on top of all that, you give them back the titles. That lets everyone in that company, everyone in that roster, everyone like on wrestling Twitter know there's like, yeah, it's okay. They did something unprofessional they weren't supposed to do as EVPs, but we're still going to reward them and give them back their titles. It's kind of like the conspiracy theory of supposedly Michael Jordan's retirement was actually a secret suspension for his gambling debt. If that was the case, like him going back to win another championship is the same thing here. But we love Michael Jordan, not the Elite.
Bagley said, my only rebuttal is before they put the titles on each other, everyone bitched they weren't putting the belts on themselves.
No, that's fine.
The only people that bitch that they weren't putting the belts on themselves are these diehard Elite fans who think that they are everything they claim to be. Because I didn't give a fuck. There was plenty of talent out there that I enjoyed far more than them that I would have liked to see get championships outside of Hangman. Hangman is really the only one in that little clique that I enjoy. So not everyone. I know it's a generalization, but
look,
not
I
everyone.
I will say this. Do I feel like the Elite should be champions in All Elite Wrestling at that point? Sure. Should they be champions currently? No, I don't think they should. We already went through a phase of Kenny Omega being the world champion and the Young Bucks being tag team champions. They got the trios titles. They fucked up.
Tag team champions, I believe.
Say what?
I think they were tag team champions at least twice.
Yeah, exactly. They fucked up. They cost themselves the championships. Now you shouldn't punish another trio team for them coming back. Like, no, like you fucked up, end of the line.
I'm gonna swallow the obligatory women's match before the main event that Dynamite has to have in Jamie Hayter and Britt defeating Tony and Saraya. So while there is the collective, they hyped up that this was going to be, a surprise opponent, and then they just gave us. I get that. It could have been someone who we hadn't seen in a while. It didn't have to be Mercedes. It could have been something other than someone that was right there. Sheeta turned heel during the match, which was a big deal. There's a lot going on there. So I'm going to swallow that. I also enjoyed watching Tony and Saraya together visually, as I tend to do. So
I will say this. Whose fault is it that there's a little bit of fault on the internet wrestling community for getting their hopes up in fantasy booking shit and thinking it was going to be Mercedes Moné to be the mystery partner. But then she announced it the week beforehand. So you guys shouldn't have been expecting anything different. You knew going into this week that because of last week, Saraya announced it within time that it was going to be Toni Storm. And on top of that, I will give some blame to AEW in the sense that if you weren't going to have Mercedes Moné, don't let Britt Baker tease it by saying that she's the boss or something like that. That's all I'm going to say, because it
I disagree with that.
Okay,
I disagree with that, because the whole point of Britt Baker being a heel in this situation is to be a fucking heel.
I'm agreeing with Hunter. Jesus, what has?
But she's a fucking heel. She absolutely should do that. So when it's not Mercedes, then you're pissed off because you're doing exactly what you're doing. You're like, but she said the boss, so I thought we were getting the boss, and they did this. No, she did that, and she did it on purpose to fuck with you, which is her job. So shout out to her for doing it.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
You're right, Jesus. Everyone did look a little bit too much into the whole boss line from Britt.
Way too much.
There's some middle ground there. I agree with you, but I disagree. There's a middle ground there where I'm with you. Oh, by the way, Benny's in the chat. My friend Benjamin's in the chat, and he's saying, "Get me off the screen." Ben wasn't here for the whole chatgasm, so you missed out, man. Like you have to fondle yourself.
Definitely missed out a chatgasm.
Yeah, you have to fondle yourself.
Chatgasm happened.
Yeah, the entire chat just orgasmed just now.
It was a chorgy.
Jesus, Allison, that's rude. Yes, Jesus is my friend. Ben, me, and Jesus, that's usually our WWE 2K crew where we play online. We haven't played online together in a minute, but Ben, don't go to sleep tonight. You, me, and Jesus, the three of us. Or Matt, because you got a PS5 now.
I don't play those kind of games.
WWE.
So.
You don't play
Yeah,
WWE
no.
games?
I'm not getting a WWE game on the PlayStation when I have it on the Xbox. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not paying for it twice.
All right, fair enough.
Let's get back on track though. So I did the women's tag match. So Vince, spit or swallow.
Okay. Let's swallow Mr. Lean Like a Cholo Dom, aka Kilo looking ass. Like, I swear Dominic Mysterio is becoming my favorite thing on Monday Night Raw. The whole Miss TV segment, recalling his time in prison, the whole prison Mike from The Office reference from The Miz, where he's like, "Oh, are you gonna say that you ate gruel and the clink?" And the worst part was the Dementors. I love that they brought up the Dementors. And then collectively double downing, double swallowing here. Dominic Mysterio coming in clutch in the fourth quarter, bottom of the ninth, to help secure the tag team turmoil gauntlet match victory for Judgment Day, becoming number one contenders for the Raw tag team titles, man. You may not agree with everything that I said, but that last part you might agree with. So
The only thing I'm
Dom.
agreeing with is, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. That's how I was finishing. I'm swallowing Dom.
I'm swallowing Dom as well, but I'm swallowing the fact that Dom confessed that he got topped in an all women's prison on Miz TV.
I mean,
that's what I heard.
That. I mean, I'd be okay with that.
Tell me, be honest with me. Tell me Dominic Mysterio doesn't look like an extra from Orange is the New Black.
I don't see it.
Then you're not paying attention. Look harder, because
he
clearly looks like he could be in the background of Orange is the New Black in like a shower scene in that fucking wife beater with the slick back. He looks like a lesbian, Vince. He does. He really does.
No, man. Every time I see him, he looks like a GTA San Andreas character. He looks like he'd be palling around with CJ and Big Smoke. He looks like he's part of that clique. Like, I love everything about Dom. Ask Jesus. You were wondering, do people actually enjoy Dom Mysterio? I enjoy Dom Mysterio. Chat, let's vote. Who? Yay, Dom Mysterio. Nay, Dom Mysterio.
I can't put one of Reek's comments up on the screen, but people don't get assaulted that way in holding, is what he said in a different manner. So yeah, people don't get assaulted in holding. You don't murder someone and gain your teardrop tattoo in holding. But yeah, they're all going, they're all voting. I'm kind of with Katie, 100% happy that it looks like we're going to split up those tag team titles. We did that tournament on Raw. They won. Props to them. Finn was out and then Dom came in and filled in. They got the win. We're going to get another tournament with the bangbros.com over on SmackDown. We'll talk about that in a little while.
Yes.
All for it. So, but yeah, no, mostly the women's prison thing and him getting topped in women's prison. That was my favorite part of the Miz TV segment.
Okay, but you gotta agree with me. Ever since he did the skits at Thanksgiving and the Christmas one, and then even last week, when he did the whole vignette and like the whole prison, he's just wearing the white the white tank top with the teardrop tattoo. It's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. I enjoy everything about it. It's the one thing I look forward to the most on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
it's
not the one thing that I look most forward to on Monday Night Raw, but it has been more entertaining. I was actually talking with my buddy John. He's like, "This is the fucking stupidest thing." I'm like, "It's so stupid. It's kind of entertaining though, and I love talking shit about it on the show." So, I'll give it that. I'm gonna my one spit from Dynamite, which is my last thing for Dynamite. Jassholes. The whole segment with Ricky Starks, the Jassholes, and Action Andretti, like Ricky had some really cringy, dumb, bad insults that made him kind of look bad. Same thing with Hager. Oh, I like my hat. I'm gonna slap your face off your face. Like that. The whole thing fucking sucked. This whole feud fucking sucks. They tried to do their 1-2-3 kid moment with Action Andretti, which really wasn't the 1-2-3 kid moment, but they tried to do that whole thing. Get him over, and now he's just riding Ricky's coattails, and this did not do any good for Ricky Starks with the "you stupid, no, move out of the way, fat guy. I want to talk to the dumb one in the hat. Yeah, you dumb guy. Like it was really bad. That whole thing was ass.
Yeah. Quick, not to like backpedal a little bit, but Ben and Allison make good points that Rhea is the reason why the whole shtick works so well, and Judgment Day is legit because it's not fan priest like doing it. As much as I love both of them,
No, I agree.
but yeah, sorry, I just can't acknowledge anything on that show anymore. I did the rant. I gave everyone what they wanted.
Like I said, I'm covering AEW because you refused to, so I'm glad I took a shit ton of notes for both Rampage and then what I did for Dynamite. So, Vince, spit or swallow?
Gonna go. I'm gonna gargle this because I'm not. I gotta continuously see where it goes. But I'm gargling everything Bronson Reed Miz related, the whole dynamic backstage where Miz was trying to play it off like, oh yeah, we're buddies, we're friends. That's why he helped me out because he saw that there was an injustice and he was trying to help me out. And then Bronson Reed pretty much like, no, like unless you pay me, I won't do anything for you, type thing. The reason why I'm gargling is because I'm still like, where the fuck is Dexter? He should be out here stalking Bronson Reed. Yes.
I didn't see any of that, but I'm swallowing based on the fact that we now officially know the only way Miz can get it is he has to pay for it.
I mean,
this is now canon.
This is now.
Well, he had to pay for it with Dexter, but now he's paying for it with somebody else. So the only way he's getting it is if he pays for it.
And
that's also why he has Maurice, is because he's been paying for that for years. And if I could, I would.
Yeah, same here. Can't even judge that part. But then that opens up a can of wormholes. It's like, did he pay for Morrison? Did he pay for Mizdow? Did he pay for the Miztourage? You know, so like I'm pretty sure he's paid for
every escort that he has paid for. And not all of them are high quality escorts. Like some of them are Motel 6 escorts that he's paying for, and he's paying top dollar for Motel 6 escorts, like Morrison. All right, let's see here. Yeah, I actually didn't see any of that though, so I missed that whole thing.
It was something small. It was something small where they did another vignette for Bronson Reed. Then they cut to him being interviewed backstage, and then the Miz comes in trying to pal it up with him. He's like, "No, you got to pay me if you want me to do anything for you." And then, all I can think about the whole thing every time I see Bronson Reed is, where the fuck is Dexter? This man is notorious for stalking people. He should be stalking Bronson Reed. I don't know, man. It just doesn't sit well with me.
Okay. We'll let it progress. We'll see what happens. Something's got to happen. I am going to swallow the mini faction inside the faction that is the House of Black, the Kings of the Black Throne, Malachi Black, and his big friend, Brody King, defeating Ortiz and Eddie Kingston. House of Black is playing mind games this entire match. That just comes out the two of them. Then Julia comes out and Buddy comes out. They set it up to make it look like Eddie's going to hit a woman. Ortiz loses his shit. This ends up costing them the match. Ortiz ducks a black mass. Eddie gets hit. There's a great spot in it where Eddie sits down in like the Malachi Black sit. So then Malachi sits down. They look at each other. Then he flicks him off. Like there's this whole thing in there. My problem is I don't believe anything. Like I love his promos. I love his attitude. I love his gimmick. But aesthetically, I can just not get behind Eddie Kingston. Like, I look at him and he does not look like somebody who's going to win a fight. He looks like a guy who's going to talk a lot of shit and get his ass kicked, which is essentially what he is. But then, like, when I see him in a match against Malachi or anyone, I'm like, you're not winning this fight. And if you do, it's not believable. Like, there's no muscle definition to the guy whatsoever. Like, I love everything about Eddie except for the aesthetics.
Question. Who do you take more seriously? Or who do you believe would actually win the match? Dom or Eddie Kingston?
Eddie Kingston.
No, not like legitimately. I'm talking about within the confines of kayfabe. Who would actually? Kingston. I don't know, man. Dominic.
Because Eddie, I've watched Eddie Kingston go out and win matches and do things, right? Everything Dom has accomplished, it's either been because of his father or because of the Judgment Day. He has not done much by himself, let alone in a singles match without some sort of interference or Rhea coming in and standing in front of him and protecting him. Eddie has. So in the terms of kayfabe strictly, I would give it to Eddie. Outside of kayfabe, if it was a brawl, I might give it to Dom. Maybe, but also
because he's been in the
in a women's prison, I would give it to Dom. I don't know. He looks kind of soft as well. So with the slick back hair and the anyway.
Nah, man, like the whole bandana, like the glasses, like he straight up looked like he was in the Lean Like a Cholo music video, like about to bust a move. Oh man, keep circling back to Dom and all.
Fucking Justin. So yeah, I'm swallowing that. Vince, spit or swallow. This is really weird getting all of these out and not having like you gave me a little bit of feedback with like who would win, but like not having you comment on anything that's happening.
Yeah, because you decided to go with the one show I boycotted it.
Well, I'm not going to not cover it. People are here to hear us cover both things.
It'll be less weird. It'll be less weird when
Katie. Yeah, when
Katie's here, you guys can talk about it, and I'll sit here and look pretty.
Spit or swallow, Vince.
I'm gonna swallow the fact that NXT won't hinder gender. I did not see that coming, where it was supposed to be in this year versus the Creed brothers, and then Veer didn't come. So I'm swallowing the fact that continuity is continuing, and the fact that Veer takes forever to come, and just gender being NXT, him being paired up within this year. Why not? I'm okay with it. I'm cool with it. What's your take?
Actually with you. I know I have it here somewhere, I think. Swallow, Veer got lost on his way to NXT because that's his gimmick. So Sanga's like, hey, I'm going to do this 2-on-1 handicap match, competitive, menage a trois. I got this. Don't worry. Then Jinder comes in, rocks the Creeds. Seems like he's with Indashir now. He's in NXT. He was welcome back. They weren't doing anything with him. So if they're going to make this something and they want to build it in NXT and then bring it up, I'm perfectly cool with it. Like, I'd rather have Jinder have something to do, regardless of where it's at, than just not have whatever reason. So, because I know there are a lot of people, it's not really a demotion. Like, NXT has done a lot for people that they're not utilizing who have gone back down there. And I know there are also going to be people who are like, oh, well, it's supposed to be to showcase new talents and you're bringing like all these people back down. It's taking time, but it's not really, because all of those people are still getting a shit ton of time. And then they're getting matches with a former WWE champion in Jinder Mahal. So it's good for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, just look at the New Day. They weren't doing anything except like,
we'll get there, Bakley.
Yeah. You're getting ahead of yourself, Bakley. We'll be there at some point, but look, New Day are NXT tag team champions. Jinder could be there. I'm all for people going down to NXT for a spell or just like staying there like Apollo Crews. I think it's all good. I like the people like switching brands. I'm all for it. So yeah, I'm swallowing them. Jinder, the modern day Maharaja.
I'm going to swallow Jade Cargill and Layla Gray for the aesthetics of what they're doing, but also the fact that I love how Jade was against having Layla in the baddies, and now she is the only baddie left. Kira's gone, Red's gone, and now it's just the two of them. And I'm wondering if this is going to lead to like Layla was the one that broke apart the baddies and ends up challenging Jade herself. Like,
that'd be kind of cool.
I'm curious, but Jade looked good as fuck tonight, and as she always does, as well as Layla. So
I might tune into wrestling Twitter just to see that.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I could go for some chocolate.
Hershey's Kiss.
It's something, man.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
I'm having a sweet tooth craving right now. I don't know what it is.
I'm with you.
But yeah, that's a swallow. And just the fact that they did that whole thing kind of makes me, I enjoyed the way that played out, even though it took fucking forever.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Vince, better swallow.
I'm spending the fact that Will has to go because he's old. But I love you, Will. Have a good night. Okay, I'm gonna do two if I'm allowed. But one's just like very small. So one, I don't know if you caught it on NXT, but I'm swallowing the Raw next graphic on NXT being used like towards the end of the Pretty Deadly New Day backstage segment instead of the NXT one. Like if you look at it and go back, it has the red Raw next like graphic right there, and I thought it was just like the funniest mess up botch in there, and for whatever reason that popped me.
I did not notice that either. Apparently, I wasn't paying very, very close attention to Raw.
That was on NXT. The Raw graphic was used on NXT. That was the whole point.
Okay. Well, then apparently I wasn't paying attention to either show as closely as you were.
But my real swallow here, and I think we can both agree here, is the whole Chase U classroom opener where they like kind of like did like the walkthrough of everything that's going on New Year's Evil and on the whole show. Obviously, like it's just great. Chase U stuff is fantastic, top notch shit.
Yes and no, because I said this last week. They were losing me with the Chase U shit. However, the opening of NXT and the way that they did the Chase U shit for New Year's Evil brought me back because that is what Chase U is and that's what Chase U should be. So I loved that. Everything that they've done the last month and a half with Chase U has really taken me out of it. But they went back to their roots with Chase U. So I'm on board with that.
Yeah, it's good. That's where Andre Chase said it.
Sorry, I mean, we can talk about that on Sunday, Allison.
Yeah. There you go.
Apparently, I'm not doing enough during the week podcasting wise. I'm going to take over botch and chair shots too.
No, this is a slow week for you.
If it doesn't become Bible scriptures and food pictures, inside joke.
Okay, Matt.
Yes. Me, spit or swallow. Yes.
Yeah.
I am swallowing Paul Walter Hauser, Golden Globe winner and wrestling fan, just verbally wrecking Jeff Jarrett. You bring a guitar out, but you never play it. You look like an old white woman, just like going in on him. You're from Tennessee. This is LA. This is my turf. Don't interrupt me. Danhausen coming out and saying he was the top merch seller.
Rampage?
This happened on Rampage. Danhausen came out. He's like, I was a top merch seller and I didn't get a physical award. Can I have that? And he's like, you guys want to make this a Golden Globe, Hausen? Like, and he was going to give it to him. But then obviously Jay Lethal and everyone jumped these two, took the Golden Globe. Apparently there's been some shit going on between the best friends that I have completely missed. I guess Trent got goaded into challenging Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic title, and it caused maybe a little tension, but then they said they were fine. I was confused by all of that, but best friends came out, ran them off. Jay Lethal escaped with the Golden Globe, but that whole segment and everything, just trashing Jeff Jarrett, JEFFJARRETT. I enjoyed the shit out of, especially from a celebrity who just ran Jeff Jarrett down.
Yeah, no, like I said, that's actually sounds pretty good. Anything anti Jeff Jarrett, I'm with. Although, to like take a nod to what Chili Showcase did this week on their episode, Jeff Jarrett is a wrestler I hate, but whose theme song I actually like. I think it's actually a good one. I like that ever since it was in TNA. I don't know why the fuck I like it. It's just I can't explain.
I don't either.
No.
Vince, spit or swallow?
I'm gonna swallow the fact that I can't explain how much I love and appreciate Tony D'Angelo sacrificing himself for Stacks, for the family. You'll like this reference, and Rick may like it because he's in the chat. He did the Piccolo sacrifice for Gohan where he took that shot from Nappa. I saw that. It was like, no, I'm not your boss. Like, we're family. This is a family. I love it, man. I'm swallowing it. I'm getting behind Tony D stuff. I'm getting behind Stacks. It literally seemed beat for beat from that Dragon Ball Z Saiyan Saga scene.
I'm spitting the fact that Stacks cost Tony D the win against Dijak.
Yeah, that I like Dijak and I like Tony D, so I didn't really had a.
You like racist cops? That tracks with everything you said about Velma that I talked about this morning. So, and your thoughts on D'Lo Brown?
Oh man, you don't got to bring back D'Lo Brown. No, like, should Tony D have won? Sure, but like, unless Tony D is not taking that title, he shouldn't have that match until he's actually going to get it off the champion.
He should take it right off Wesley. He should be champion. Tony D is the uncrowned North American champion, the Don of NXT. He absolutely should have won that match and then beat Wesley, because really is Wesley doing anything for you as North American champion?
He's tittling my juices.
Is he really?
Yes.
Are his promos really that good that you're really behind
I
the
just
guy?
like him. I just like him. Okay, like
I know you do.
I just like the guy, so I want him to still be champion. But no, I'm with you. Like, I'm not disagreeing with you that Tony D should
Allison
take the
might be doing
title
her own show.
because I do believe that at this point Tony D should be a champion at some point in NXT. I think it's long overdue. I know we had a little like beef turf war. Yeah, the finish made no sense. Yes, but I just like the fact that it reminded me of Piccolo sacrificing himself for Gohan. So I just
Shout
want
out
to
to
make
Allison,
a
who
DBZ
might
run.
be doing her own show.
Yeah, shout out to Allison.
Not being wrestling, just her having different ladies on talking about life and bitching about shit. Not sure yet. That sounds like fun. I'd tune in and watch that. I'd throw a wig on and
The Rack will throw away.
yeah, the rack is non-binary, so I feel like he should be allowed to come on that show and talk shit. So
I'd be cool with that.
he's a gender fluid, non-binary, trisexual.
There you go.
Last thing, AEW. I'm swallowing the women's tag main event street fight. This was fucking awesome. Ruby got bloody. There was a lot of TJ on display. These women tore it down. Willow is fucking fantastic. Power bombing Anna Jay through a table off the stage, even though Anna missed the table and Willow kind of sat through it. But it was brutal. There were thumbtacks, there were chains. Tay Conti apparently learned how to deliver a chair shot from Hulk Hogan, so someone should fix that. But other than that, like, the match kicked ass. They main evented Rampage. The best matches in AEW for the women are always the ones that are these hardcore, like you had your Britt and Thunder Rosa match, you had this one. These are always fucking fantastic. Even the TJ tag match against Penelope Ford and whoever the fuck her tag team partner was, I can't remember. They're tearing it down, and I really enjoyed that whole match. So, but yeah, the Ruby bloodbath and Tay showing off her backside on live TV is basically what I'm swallowing, and it gets a huge swallow, despite her taste of men.
Despite her tasting, man. Yeah. No, yeah, man. That's that all sounds good.
I love you trying so hard to like help me, but not also like, yeah, no, that sounds cool. That sounds great. Like, I'm not gonna go check it out because fuck AEW and I'm boycotting, but like it's cool. Vince, spit or swallow. We're done. Don't worry. You can comment on everything else. We're good. I got stuff for Raw, SmackDown, NXT.
Man.
We can go.
This is gonna be a quick one. I'm swallowing big strong boy Tyler Bate returning next week on NXT. Just love to see me some thick thigh Tyler Bate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna wait to see how he comes back and what he does before I give that a swallow.
Did you read that?
Derry, what? I'm gonna go to Vince's house, tie him up in a chair, and turn AEW on, and then just leave. Oh yes, it was the bunny. It was Penelope Ford and the bunny. And then JJ says, Allison and I will be an hour of just sarcasm and loving how juicy we are, and hopefully a little love for me and how juicy I am. I'd appreciate that. Vince, please put on your bikini. I'm spitting
Cold for that.
what could have been a fun promo by KO being ruined by Corbin and JBL.
See, I skipped that because I didn't care enough about it to spit it. But go on.
No, I was disappointed because like I was ready for KO to talk about the stuff, and then of all people in the back, it's fucking Corbin and JBL, who I could give two shits about. Coming out, yeah, KO will get the win, defeats Corbin. The Usos and solo attack. KO decides he can't handle three. He can't take 3 men at once by himself, so he gets some toys as supplements. And ladies and gentlemen, if you yourself don't think that you can handle, multiple men and or women at the same time, or you just want a little bit of help with marital aids, let me tell you something. If you go to mysensualsecrets.com, which boasts one of the largest catalogs on the web across all the varying levels of adult toy categories with toys for him, her, and for both. The product line is extensive compared to other competitors in the sexual wellness industry. Orders ship within 24 hours, so customers are always satisfied with both the price and quality. MySensualSecrets.com has top-rated reviews and exceptional customer service. So please go to MySensualSecrets.com or use sensual.creationworld.com to receive 10% off your order today. That's sensual.creationworld.com. As Travis says, even though Vince didn't agree with the math, no matter how good you think you are in bed, ladies and gentlemen, you can always make the experience better. You give 100%, you grab a new toy, now you're giving 200%. Pleasure level goes up. Listen, if you want to be like the bangbros.com over on SmackDown and put on banger after banger after banger, you need to go to sensualsecrets.creationworld.com, pick yourself up some marital aids, and have a little fun.
I misspelled secrets, but you guys get the point.
It's also not it's just sensual.creationworld.com.
Sensualsecrets.creationworld.
Sensual.creationworld.com for 10% off your order.
I'll fix that next time.
Yes.
You can never go wrong with some toys.
You can never go wrong with some toys. And KO didn't. He picked up toys, handled those three men. Big swallow for that. And Adam still apparently has his balls because he's kicking the Usos out, making a singles match between Solo versus Dolph that Solo won. Telling, even though the Usos did come back, but like he did his thing. Like he's like, get the fuck out of here. You guys go home. This isn't your show. Solo, you're staying. Like all the toys and all the balls for Adam Pearce. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I like what Adam Pearce is doing. He's setting up there. WWE's actually like I had a question mark with my notes, perhaps splitting the tag titles, but now I know they're going to split the tag titles at some point. The Usos are going to lose either the Raw or SmackDown tag titles, either in that against the Judgment Day, or they're going to lose against whoever wins that tag team tournament on SmackDown. I think they're going to drop one of those titles. It's going to happen before Mania, and then the other two titles are going to go to KO and Sami Zayn at Mania. I think that's where they're going to go with it. Yeah, Gigi, I'll do that right now.
Done. While you were talking.
Perfect.
Vince, better swallow.
I am gonna go ahead and go back to NXT, and I'm gonna spit the fact that for whatever reason, Hank the Jobber continuously gets TV time on NXT. I don't care that he's paired up with Drew Gulak. Like I need that man to just disappear. I care less about him than I care about. Fuck, what are the dudes, the tag teams that I don't like?
There's a lot of them, and they're mostly
the
white.
dude
so
that's
be
a
more
virgin
specific.
that likes Kiana James.
Brooks and Dunn. Brooks
and Jensen, yes. I care less about Hank than I do about Brooks and Jensen. Actually, get them all together, except for Fella Henley. You can leave her, and then just get rid of them from NXT.
I agree. I don't fucking like Hank. He's the worst security guard in the history of security, and he took a loss, so that's a swallow. Shout out to our boy Charlie Dempsey for getting the win. Right? That's who he wrestled?
Yeah, Charlie Dempsey.
Yeah. Lil Regal, Baby Regal. I'm gonna swallow Candice versus Rhea on Raw is my last swallow for Raw.
Yes.
Love seeing those two go at it. Enjoyed the match. It was a good time.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae. You can't really go wrong. I didn't write that down because I figured that you would bring it up at some point, and if you didn't, then I would have remembered. Also, just like solid wrestlers, they teased it backstage. I hope both of them are in the Rumble because
they will be
great entrance. Rhea's my favorite to win the Rumble right now. I think she should win the Rumble, and I think regardless of who's champion, either what champion she chooses, Charlotte or Bianca, I think both of them are solid contenders. Either you can rewrite that wrong that Rhea lost the NXT title to Charlotte at WrestleMania. What was it, 35?
Yeah.
36. Or you can go against Bianca and then get the title off for her. And we've been wanting Rhea and Bianca for the Raw Women's title, so both of them are solid choices. Swallow.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Vince, spit or swallow?
I'm spitting the fact that unfortunately, because someone wasn't able to set up the ring properly and do their job, someone should be fired on NXT, the ring crew or whatever, because now we have to get Waller versus Braun Breaker Part 2 at Vengeance Day, and I don't fucking want that. I don't care.
You don't think that was planned?
No, I do think that was planned. I'm just
Okay.
being sarcastic in
Okay.
kayfabe and stuff like that. I know it was fucking planned.
I'm spitting Braun winning by count out due to the ropes breaking. The fans were pissed. That's not the ending that people wanted. However, I am happy he didn't use a spear to get the win. So, like,
Pick your battles.
Yeah, I guess I'm done with Waller. I don't need this anymore. But
I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care about Grayson Waller.
the only thing Vince likes in cages is his cock. That's it.
Or Dom.
Was I not supposed to talk about how you've got a cock cage and Melissa has the key?
Don't believe so, unless I mentioned this like off screen and I forgot.
I'm just saying, am I not supposed to talk about it on air? Because it's definitely a thing.
No.
Okay.
Don't think it is.
You don't think it is? Well, you might want to check your pants because it's a thing.
I mean, I thought the whole thing is that I've been jerking myself off this whole episode. So how
you haven't been making jerking off motions this whole episode, and nor have I seen you go for a squeeze of lotion, which means you're smacking it raw. So you're living the gimmick if you are. But I have a keen sense, like you're not breathing heavy. There's no indication that you're masturbating. So unless you were like the world's most silent masturbator, with like, if you're like fucking Drax from Guardian of the Galaxy, where you're like, my movements are so slow that you can't see them, like that whole thing from the second Guardians or Avengers.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think you're jacking off, Vince. I really don't. However, I'm pretty sure you have a cock cage and Melissa has the key, which she should. I shouldn't.
Although I will say,
I take it. I wear it around my neck.
I do believe that Dexter Lumis would be the most silent masturbator in the world. I think he would be the one to take that.
I feel like he would make intense eye contact, like very.
But he'd be silent. But he'd be silent.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The question is silence, and he'd get.
But heavy breathing, like intense eye contact, heavy breathing, very silent.
Let's test it out.
I'm gonna swallow Gallus making their return, taking out Briggs and Jensen, taking their spot in the gauntlet against Pretty Deadly, and getting the win. Because I did not need to see Pretty Deadly versus the New Day. Pretty Deadly's not doing it for me.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of over them. The last time I cared about them was when they did their little like Santa like Christmas Carol thing. I thought it was funny and clever, but other than that, I haven't really cared.
Yeah, and I agree with Gallus should win those titles.
Yeah, I think they should be champions. They should take them.
Gallus boys on top.
Gallus boys on top.
Vince, spit or swallow.
Going back to NXT, I'm gonna swallow more women's wrestling, specifically the women's battle royal. There's a lot of things to like dissect from the battle royal. Sol Ruka, who I don't really care for, had her Kofi Kingston moment. I thought it was very impressive. She's very athletic. God knows I wouldn't be able to do half the shit she does. Cora Jade immediately getting eliminated from the battle royal, coming back like a few minutes later, and then getting eliminated a second time. But then being a constant nuisance, and then eventually, who was she eliminated by? I forget her name. I was trying to remember her name.
I don't know.
The one that sounds kind of like Taya Valkyrie.
Oh, it is. It's Valkyra.
Valkyra.
Fuck, Katie, help us out. That's why you're here. It used to be Aphie Valkyrie, and it's not Aphie Valkyrie anymore. It's something Valkyra. Lyra, or Lyra. Lyra. Yeah. Lyra Valkyria.
Valkyria. So that whole Cora Jade stuff, I thought it was really good. But then also Toxic Attraction doing their best 2005 Royal Rumble shtick here and landing at the same time. Look.
First off, TC did this too. 2005 was not the first time we saw that.
It's not the first time.
So that is, and it wasn't even like the Batista carried by John Cena over the top. That wasn't the finish. So it wasn't the 2005. It wasn't even a reference to 2005.
Listen,
they did something completely different. It's more of the HBK Lex Luger thing than it is that. It's more 94 than it is 05.
Brett and Luger.
Oh yeah, Brett and Luger. They were talking HBK and Luger on their show. Point is, it was more Brett and Luger than it was Cena and Batista.
Okay, look, I'm not saying that was the first time. I'm not saying it's like the reason I bring up '05 is because that's one of my rumbles. That's my era. That's ruthless aggression.
Because you
So
weren't even
I'm
born
gonna
in
make that
94, were you?
comparison. Say what?
Were you even alive in '94?
I was 2 years old.
Yeah.
I was 2 years old.
Fuck.
Like so, and I know that was the first time, but when I think of like 2 feet land at the same time, I think '05 Rumble. That's where my mind goes. That's where my thought process goes. But I love it. I think this is genius. Even though they did fight each other towards the end there, I think it's great. Toxic Attraction in the triple threat versus Roxanne Perez makes sense given who she won the title from, even though they refused to acknowledge her existence, a la CM Punk. But I thought it was great. I thought it was good, and I'm excited for this triple threat match.
Allison was 9, I was 7. Katie was -2. So
I thought it said 2. I missed the negative.
I agree with everything that you said. I am, they did the whole Toxic Attraction thing. Well, what if you guys are the last 2? And they're like, well, then Toxic Attraction wins. And then JC tried to turn on Gigi first, and they did their thing. Yeah, me and Bakley are the same age.
I like that everyone's just giving their age at that time.
In the end, it was exactly what the fuck they called their shot. In the end, the winners, Toxic Attraction. And I'm really interested to see where this is going to go. I think Gigi's the breakout star. I really do.
Think so too.
Only spit from the matches. Someone decided to put Gigi in tights. The fuck was that about?
But I like the tights, how like they were designed. I like the design of them.
They were like reverse chaps,
which I'm a fan of.
You are all about assless chaps, and this was the exact opposite of assless chaps because all chaps.
You
are
said
assless.
You said all chaps are assless.
All chaps are assless, and I said this was reverse chaps. So there was no ass, just the part that the chaps normally cover was show.
Which I'm okay with.
Okay.
I'm all about thighs, man.
My last thing for NXT, I'm spitting NXT Anonymous. This viral stalker bull. We've done this way too many times. We did, all this shit that WWE, it's all done. And I feel like this viral stalker thing has been done so much over the last few years, especially with like during COVID and even kind of what they did with scripts. And I'm over all this shit. I don't care about NXT Anonymous. And he's hunting scripts for some reason and watching him in the locker room. And like we had the CCTV back in the day and like all the shit. I'm done.
CTV? Was it ZTV or what was it called? You said?
I thought it was CCTV, but
I thought it was ZTV.
There's been a few. GTV was also
GTV.
a thing.
Yeah.
But there's been a few. That's my point. Like we've done this over and over.
The whole Big Brother stuff where like
the anonymous Raw GM,
the voyeurism.
Like I'm done. Yeah, the voyeur shit. I'm done with it. Don't give a fuck who it is. Don't care. Vince, spit or swallow.
Okay, I'm gonna go to SmackDown. I really only have 3 things here.
Pause. Happy birthday, Jesus. I thought it was the 25th of December, but apparently it is today. And for his birthday, Vince, I'm going to need you to at least take off the hoodie. At least take off the hoodie for Jesus' birthday. Come on.
Okay.
Come on. I would do Bad Bunny, but I couldn't tell you a fucking thing from Bad Bunny. So, yeah, there we go. Take it off. Woo! Who's got dollars ready? Oh, Jesus wants nipple. I can't promise you nipple, Jesus, but I got him to at least take off a layer of clothing for you.
Was I muted?
Yeah.
Okay. Check your DMs after the show, Jesus. Happy birthday. Love you, bro.
Oh, nipple in the DMs for your birthday from Vince. There you go. Anyone that wants it, hit him up. Sorry, Vince. Spit or swallow.
Okay, so I have 3 swallows from SmackDown specifically. One of them I thought we could save at the end. I thought maybe we can like try to see if we can book this tag team tournament on SmackDown. So
okay. I don't even know what tag teams are on SmackDown because brand splits aren't real.
And you know what? I have information.
Brand splits aren't real, so it doesn't matter. But anyway,
Okay,
Please.
so I'm swallowing Adam Pearce announcing the SmackDown Tag Team Tournament, giving the Bang Bros, which by the way,
Bangbros.com.
Bang Bro, BangBros.com, Sheamus and Drew, the opportunity to not only get revenge against the Viking Raiders, but also get the tag titles off of the Usos. So I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. And it just got me speculating because I love tournaments. You know this, man. I love me a good tournament. So I wrote down some names. I thought we could save it at the end of the show, unless you want to just do it now. Of a few tag teams, maybe some matchups, and kind of like speculate who would be in the finals and who could win this tournament. So
Bakley says the matchups were announced.
Bakley, can you send me the link, man?
Because
I wanna
all
see
I
it.
heard was first round Viking Raiders versus Bangbros.com.
Yeah, that's kind of all I heard. I was trying to look for it on Google, but I didn't check Twitter because
And
I wasn't.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't trying to go on Twitter so I can like run into Chicago Bulls spoilers because I haven't yet to watch the game.
Gives a fuck. They lost. Anyway, here's the deal.
was
I
trying
don't
to
know if
avoid
they lost. I
spoilers,
literally
man.
just said that. I honestly have no idea. There's literally
Dude, I'm gonna
the
be so
only
pissed if it turns out.
NBA. The only NBA that ever shows up on my timeline is in the DMs between you fucking people in the cafeteria or you posting
Man, I'm
some
gonna
shit
be
about
so
straight talk.
pissed if you
That's it.
actually corrected that. I'm gonna be so pissed.
They lost. Anyway, so I did not know that. I didn't see the matchups either. However, I'm with you about the bangbros.com doing their thing. What I need now is, because they referenced it last week, and we didn't even talk about it last week because we had Will on, we were having a good time. I got all distracted. Sheamus mentioned the bus. I need a bangbros.com bus. I need them showing up in a bus, making towns in a bus. I need the bus. I need the Bang Bros bus, the Bang bus. I need the Banger bus. Whatever you want to call it, I need it.
It's like all I have are coins to throw at Vince. That's okay. I'll take all kind of coins.
He sent you a DM.
Yeah,
So while you're looking
saw it
that
right
up,
now.
I'm going to swallow Gunther retaining against Strowman because thank God Braun Strowman didn't fucking win that match. Thank fucking God. And Gunther's going to be in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say is I'm selling the fact that Gunther retained his championship, but I didn't write that down because I honestly was behind on SmackDown because I was trying to catch up on some NXT, and by the time I went to SmackDown, I caught up on NXT except for the Battle Royal part. I saw that it was Braun Strowman and Gunther, and I fast forwarded, and it was still on the match. So I'm like, oh, fantastic! Let me just go shower while this happens. So I was showering. I made steak tacos with quesadillas and some beans on the side. I made dinner for
when
me.
When are you gonna, make me some steak tacos?
Come over.
When are you gonna wine and dine me, Vince?
Come over.
Okay.
Netflix and chill.
I'm down.
There you go.
Or we can peacock and stroke, like whatever you want to do.
No, we'll rotate. We'll alternate.
I want to taste your tacos, Vince.
There you go. I got you. But
Can
yeah.
you tell me who's in the tag tournament, and then maybe we can just like rebook it and say, "Oh, this sucks."
Okay.
By the way, regardless of who's in it, based on the name alone, bangbros.com for the win from Matt.
Okay.
Ritter.
So Drew McIntyre, bangbros.com. They're going against the Viking Raiders. We obviously know that. They have the Brawling Brutes, Ridge Holland, and Butch versus Imperium. Angel and Humberto, Los Lotharios versus Mansoor and Marseille of Maximum Male Models. And then they have Legado de Fantasma versus Hit Row. Ironically enough, I can show you here. Like, I kind of got
Hit
it
Row versus Lotharios, not Legado.
So
because I'm guessing you wanted that later in the tournament.
So yeah, I was trying to do like I wanted to just kind of like have like my cake and eat it too. I thought Hit Row or Legado would be in the finals versus bangbros.com. So I have Imperium versus Ricochet and Braun. But I also had Brawling Brutes as an option, but I wasn't sure if they were going to do Brawling Brutes because I thought maybe they were injured. Maybe that's why Drew and Sheamus were a tag team, because one of them were injured. I also had New Day as a possible tag team that could be included in this tournament. But yeah, I essentially had either Imperium versus Ricochet and Braun because they've done that match already, or the Brawling Brutes. And then I had Legado versus Maximum Models and Hit Row versus Los Lotharios. and I kind of got that, but like in reverse.
So I'm gonna give it to Maximum Male Models over Los Lotharios because they haven't been doing shit with Los Lotharios.
No, unfortunately not. But it's a win-win situation for me because I love Mansoor, I love
know you do.
Masse, I love Angel and Umberto. Regardless, four handsome, good-looking men are gonna be in the ring together.
Very curious how Hit Row versus Legato is going to play out, seeing as both are technically heel tag teams. But seeing as Hit Row's kind of going to get the push here, and outside of Santos, they're not really doing much with Legato. I'm going to give it to Hit Row in that one. And then we'll probably see Hit Row beat down Max Male Models. I'm also going to give it to Imperium over Brawling Brutes because I don't think they're going to do Brawling Brutes versus the bangbros.com.
No. So I'd say I agree with you there. I got Imperium going over and then eventually facing bangbros.com. They're going to go all the way to the finals. On the other side of the bracket, just because of the vignette that they did that you showed me today on Twitter, I think it's going to be Maximum Male Models because they're doing this model search for a third model going over Lotharios, even though they haven't done anything with them. Although I'd like to see Lotharios versus Legato. I'm going to say it's going to be Legato because they've been consistently getting wins. And I think they're not fully healed yet. Hit Row is. I think they're still like baby faces going on to tweeners. And I think they're slowly pushing Hit Row to being like guys that can't take a joke or they're like sore losers. And then that's when they fully turn.
Okay. I don't remember who it's on, so I'm just going to go. I think
your turn.
I think you went last. I'm swallowing Sammy versus KO tonight. So first off, Sammy gets to the building and Paul Heyman informs Sami Zayn. He's like, listen, the tribal chief wants you to handle this by yourself. He thinks that he's entrusting you to do this by yourself. He's gassing him up. You know, you do it. We're not going to go out there. You got this. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I got this. And then he says, you tell the tribal chief I got it. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. You could see that clearly, as Sammy walked away, grinded Paul's gears, which again, it's these things, all these little hints about where Sammy's going, because the rumor is it's Sammy versus Roman Elimination Chamber, neither here nor there. Then the Bloodline come in just as Sammy is about to actually do it and get the win on KO. He's set up for the haluva kick, and they beat him down, and they cause a DQ, and they take that away from him. And then as they destroy Kevin Owens, you see the conflict in Sammy watching Kevin Owens get wrecked by the Bloodline, get splashed. Gaslighting girl boss Paul Heyman Roman learned from the best.
Yeah. Who came
this
first?
Whole thing, the conflict in Sammy, the story is continuing and it's going fantastically. I'm invested. I love it all.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That's one of my three swallows was Owens versus Zayn in the main event. And then Sami Zayn being bothered by the interference from the Bloodline because he did have the victory. He kind of like was really getting behind the idea of like, yeah, I don't need the Bloodline. I'm going to prove myself like without that backup that I more than enough to take care of the Kevin Owens problem. And you're starting to see some cracks here.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I think it's the best and most entertaining storyline outside of Dom going to prison in WWE right now.
I hate you so much. Vince, spit or swallow.
Okay, you might hate me more here. I'm gonna swallow the Mysterio's continued story with Killian Cross.
I swallowed that too. You know why? No, you go ahead. This is your swallow.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Okay. I know why you're swallowing it, but I'm swallowing it for different reasons. I'm swallowing it more so because it gives Cross something to do with like an established name. Because the last time he did something with Drew, like he didn't go over. I think he can legitimately go over in this Rey Mysterio stuff. It's giving Ray something to do in the meantime. It's like his filler feud because I do think that this whole Dom Rey Mysterio is going to culminate and blow off in the match at WrestleMania, singles match between the two. And that's kind of where I feel like things should end up going. And yeah, I'm all for it. Like, I think Karrion Kross is going to make Rey Mysterio look good. Rey Mysterio is going to make Karrion Kross look good for sure because he can ragdoll like with the best of them, unless your name is Dolph Ziggler. Then it's good. Like, I like Rey Mysterio. I like Scarlett. Karrion Kross. It's not bad to look at, I guess. And yeah, I'm all for it. I know why you're selling it, but go ahead. Let us know.
Well, one, I'm swallowing because there are a lot of times, if you pay attention, that TC and I are on the same page and we have the same thoughts. And this was one of those times because Karrion Kross was giving very much devil's advocate, Sean O'Hare vibes. I tweeted it out and TC immediately commented on it and said, "Get out of my head. I just put that in my notes." And that happens a lot with me and TC where we have the same idea or thought, and I enjoy that. However, I'm also swallowing Karrion Kross punishing Ray for being a terrible father, pointing out in great detail why he's been such a terrible father, and calling into question, who are you really mad at? Are you really mad at your son for not growing up to be you? Or are you mad at yourself for failing to raise your son to be just like you?
Oh, see, I misheard that. I thought he was saying, or are you mad at yourself because you did like raise your son to be just like you? Because
No.
so like I thought he was like throwing the jab that like because he said that Dominic's disappointing and that Ray's disappointing, so like he actually like raised him to be like Rey Mysterio. I thought that's where he was going. But regardless, this is probably one of the best lines that Karrion Kross has had since returning to WWE. Like it was a good line, and a lot of people are having their best lines just taking shots at Rey Mysterio. I hate it. I want better for the man, but it's low hanging fruits right now. I need WWE to change things. I need him to get that win at some point.
Well, between everything that you already went on your rant about and that, you're not having a good time in wrestling right now.
Except for Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, my God. Anyway, I'm going to do this now just so I can do it. I'm swallowing Bray Wyatt finding himself. It took, I don't really know what he was, because he went down a whole list of like, I am the red in a world of black and white. I am the eater of worlds. And he was in the rocking chair, Sister Abigail's rocking chair, talking about how he found himself. We've gone back to kind of that eater of worlds character. Yes. He also said he is Uncle Howdy. He is him. He is all these things. And clearly he's not Uncle Howdy because Uncle Howdy showed up and dropped him, which was the push that he needed to remember who the fuck he was. But he remembered who the fuck he was. And even though that part confused me, I'm all for it and I'm all about it. And I fucking loved it. And I love Bray Wyatt. And just the amazing things that man does with his tongue just does it for me. So,
I think the thing that I liked the most about it was the first thing he said when he got on the mic. We're here. He referred to himself as we, as multiple. So he's Uncle Howdy, the Fiend, the Eater of Worlds, Bray.
That's not how I took it though. I took it as we, as in I and all of you, the crowd. We're here, the collective, the people that are supporting me, the people I came back for. We're here.
Katie's like, he should have ended the promo with I am Iron Man.
Fuck you, Katie.
No, man, it was all good stuff. That was actually my last swallow for SmackDown. It was the whole Bray Wyatt promo. I was waiting until you got a chance to say it because I wanted to let you say it. Same thing with the Tony D stuff, but I just couldn't wait with the Tony D stuff. Yeah, man, it's all good stuff. We are Groot.
Maybe he should have finished it with "That's America's" or "I am America's ass."
I mean, that too. Although I do like "We Are Groot."
Yeah. Vince, go ahead, spit or swallow.
I'm gonna spit the whole Raquel Gonzalez. I forget what her last name is now. Raquel. I'm spitting Raquel because she always tries to like throw in like the Spanish like in there, just like Eddie and Rey Mysterio do, and it just doesn't hit. It comes off like a Mexican American that their primary language is English, but they also know some Spanish, and they just try to sound. This is what's funny. She's doing what Dominic Mysterio is doing a parody of on Raw. Like it's like he's trying to be that stereotype. I don't like it. I feel like Vince always spits everything.
Benny, that's why I get steak tacos before you.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate the whole Raquel I'm Latina gimmick. It's not good. Like at least when she was like NXT champion, that seemed more authentic. That was more her. I can't do it. She's now in the Rumble. Do not.
Don't you put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, thank you. Um, apparently Benji wants that, so Ben wants that for sure. So yeah, I'm spending that. But if I'm allowed to do a double here, I am swallowing Liv Morgan.
God, you just
Swallowing,
took everything.
swallowing Liv
took all the
Morgan.
shit.
Yeah, going in there, calling her spots, saying she wants number one in the Rumble, going up against Raquel. I like because if she's gonna start at one, that's perfect for Liv. She's gonna have that Rey Mysterio-esque run. I don't think she's gonna win the Rumble, but she's gonna go long in that Rumble and put on a good showing.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Ben, you're making me look bad by saying by saying that you're saying we're friends right now, man.
Anyway, I'm gonna jump on the Vince Daddy Delgado Pornhub bandwagon here, Pornhub Poppy bandwagon. I'm swallowing Liv slapping the shit out of Giant Gonzalez after everyone in the back was doubting her. I'm swallowing this new hardcore Liv gimmick that she's got, where she just doesn't give a fuck about her safety or anyone else's, and she's just enjoying pain. She's got a pain kink or whatever it is. I'm enjoying all of that, but I'm spitting Raquel getting the win because fuck Raquel Gonzalez, Giant Gonzalez.
She's right now everything Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy wanted to be.
I'm with that. I'm with that.
Oh man, it's her Jersey Shore attitude. I don't know about all that, but yeah, man.
Listen, I may not love the people of Jersey all of the time, except for a select few of you. You guys are fantastic. But I did enjoy Jersey Shore. It's a fun mess to watch.
I like the New Jersey Nets.
Liv is a fun fucking mess for me to watch. So I'm all about it.
Yeah.
That was my last one too. So yeah.
Yeah, that was my last one too. I could have like racked off a few ones off just going off the dome, but not enough to care about. I was just trying to see how much you had.
Yeah, I had the Seth Theory Bobby thing in there too, but
yeah. All I had written down was like swallowing Seth Rollins, like doing like machine gun Carl Anderson pose with the crutches, because I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did it just get so dark in your room?
Oh.
Did you turn the lights down low so you can get your dick sucked and we wouldn't notice? Like, what's going on there?
No. Oh, you know what it is? It's because like what helps the brightness is my laptop brightness, and I think just like the screensaver just kind of.
I thought we were about to get Delgado After Dark.
Maybe.
All right, Vince. Since that's it, go ahead and plug yourself.
Show of the week.
Oh, sure. What was your favorite show this week?
Damn, that's a good one. I'm gonna go ahead and say Raw because of Dominic Mysterio.
Raw because of Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
I am gonna go SmackDown because of Bray Wyatt.
So I guess the show of the week is
BangBros.com. That is correct. That is how that works.
See, I know how things work around here.
I'm like the chairman of the board who owns B shares. All my shares are worth 10 compared to everyone else's 1.
Okay, 81% of the board.
Damn straight.
Oh man. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Officer Nasty is here for. I think he's talking about himself as Officer Nasty.
That interesting friend that you have there. I did want to, before you did it. Yeah, Allison, she isn't really doing the sad girl shit anymore. She has kind of dropped that. So neither here nor there. Please plug yourself, Vince, before Officer Nasty gets out of control.
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at SCSVince. Hit the link in my bio. The link tree will take you to everything Creation World, Smackin It Raw, Straight Talk as well. We weren't able to do our episodes this week because I was sick. I was under the weather. So I'm coming back for that. Chicago del Fantasma. Shout out to Jesus in the chat. Go ahead and check out the new Get Show episode. I was supposed to be on it. Katie was on it. She filled in perfectly. at straight talk _ pod to follow the podcast on there. Give us a sub, like, download, rate, comment, all that good stuff. Support the show. Support me. Give me a follow.
All right. And as always, you can follow me at Matt Ritter, at MATTRIDDER on Twitter only, or at Getting Off, which should be back next week. I still haven't decided what we're going to do yet for next week. It's either going to be the Triple X parody watch along or winter / Christmas horror movies, since it is still winter time, but Christmas is past. And I don't want to wait a whole nother year to do it. So one of those two things, but it should come next weekend. This weekend, you can find me on Botch Spots and Chair Shots talking the Conjuring universe with Will. So please tune in and check that out.
I thought Will was going to be on Getting Off. Then that's why you guys were linking up.
You are incorrect. What I said is correct. I will
Well,
be on
you
Botch
didn't
Spots
fill
and
me
Chair
in on the
Shots.
details. You didn't fill me in.
Well, because you're not on the show because you don't go on Will's show.
Because he doesn't invite me.
He does. You just don't show up. You've been invited multiple times with me and didn't come.
Because he always schedules it when I'm at work.
I feel like you have like you can't come if I'm coming.
It's not that I can't. It's just that I don't.
You can only come with Will one-on-one, and he doesn't invite you one-on-one.
I'd rather come when it's just Will. It's a preference. Nothing
Baker
against
came
you.
on Will's show.
Allison, set it up. I
am
will make myself available for Will and Botch Spots and Chair Shots.
Well, Katie,
you guys always do the show when I'm at work.
Katie, hit up Will. I'm sure because Justin from Get You was supposed to be on. I'm sure we could make it a 4-way or whatever. I'm sure he's fine with that. So let him know. Anyway, you can find me there. Also, Facebook.com/group/Smackin It Raw. Link trees are in my bio for everything Smackin It Raw. We're the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Chat was fucking banging tonight. Collaborative, collective chatgasm happened. Vince edged everyone and then finally gave them what they want. We appreciate you guys all for hanging out with us tonight. And if you stick around, there will be a post show. But for Daddy Delgado, Sultan of Spitter Swallow, the Pornhub Poppy, SCS Vince, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter. And for Katie, who couldn't make it this week, but we love her anyway, and she'll be back next week.
Katie will be back.
This has been the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Later, y'all. And we back.
Happy birthday to Jesus. Happy birthday to. Are you gonna sing? They wanted you to sing.
Oh, okay. I can't sing, man.
You can't sing happy birthday?
I can, but I don't want. Like I'm like, you got to get me nice and drunk in order for me to like be loose with the vocals.
Happy birthday to Jesus.
Singing like Marilyn Monroe.
Happy birthday to Jesus.
If it's cool with you, I'm gonna go check on Melissa. I want to make sure she's good because she got.
Yeah, go get your dick sucked. Hurry up.
I'll be back.
All right. Well, Vince is coming back. Did I pack? Oh shit, that's not good. No, because I had him last week. I don't think I. No. I couldn't have packed up the Rax glasses. Did I? That would suck. I might have packed up the Rax glasses, which means you guys aren't going to get the rack until I get moved into my new house. He is going to be pissed. Shit. I swear I had him last week, and I don't remember packing a box up, but I think I did.
Okay. I think she took some Benadryl because she's out cold. I'll keep checking on her though.
Vince,
yes,
you're not allowed to do things to her while she's passed out. You need consent.
I mean, I have consent at all times, verbal consent. But no,
Do not have verbal consent at all times.
You don't know what conversations I've had with or without my partner.
Just say that you need consent all the time. All the time.
We both given each other consent if we're unconscious.
I think I packed up the Rax glasses, and I'm kind of sad. Both pairs too, which
Yeah, 2 pairs.
I had 2 pairs, yeah, and I don't know where the fuck they went. I may have packed them up.
Oh man, that was such a fun show, man.
Yeah, we did a good job. I'm glad you finally gave the chat what they wanted.
See, here's the thing. I wasn't like, I thought about doing it, and it only became a thing. Like, I don't want to give him credit because it'll go straight to his head. But if Hunter didn't go and tweet, and it was like, "Oh, I can't wait for the Pornhub Poppy to go on a rant," I was like, "Oh no, fuck that! I'm not gonna give him what he wants, just like to mess with him, right?" And then Jesus likes to go against anything I say or do. So
that's why we love Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, that's what you love Jesus. You and Katie love Jesus. And then it kind of became a thing. I didn't expect the chat to go the way it did. I was genuinely gonna be like, no rant, and then like maybe in the post show do a rant or whatever, or maybe just not do it all together. But that was so organic that I'm like, I'm sorry, I got to cave. Like I tried.
You had to cave. Like they would not have let us have a show if you had not caved.
Look, I was gonna go straight into it, but I saw the chat going up. I'm like, I wonder if I can milk this just a little bit longer. And then I went into like the Hurt Business thing. And then I was like, okay, I'll do it in the next one. And then the chat just kept going and going and going. And I'm like, I'm gonna swallow Alexa Bliss like doing her promo. And then eventually the third time I was like, okay, cool.
Katie, the only reason the chat was more active was for whatever reason, randomly more people showed up this week than they normally do, but also because of Vince's edging. So
it's
apparently if we can find something to get Vince to rant about that gets everyone excited and edges them every week, they'll tune in and they'll go wild in the chat every week. Or maybe we can find something for Katie to freak out about and ramp the people up next week.
Like Katie got the chat to sing Miley Cyrus. We can never take that away from her, and I don't think we'd ever be able to replicate it.
That is true. She did get the majority of the chat to sing one Miley Cyrus song while Will sang another.
Yeah, Allison makes a good point. It's because she was in the chat to help instigate and rile up everyone. Between her, Jesus, and then Bakley, and then Hunter, and then Allison's gonna piggy in it, and then Will, and then it just became an organic thing.
We'll have to clip I'll see if I can clip the rant if it's not too long and at least get some of it up on TikTok.
If not, the whole rant itself could be one of the clips.
Yeah. I haven't done clips lately, but because Travis
Bakley wants the clip wants the rant clip. If anything, I will go in the comment section when the YouTube and Pornhub version go up. I will go and put like a timestamp for the rants in the comment section to help everyone out. So I will actually sit there and try to look for it because I knew it was about maybe like the 30-40 minute mark, but I'll go back.
Everyone wants it clipped.
Yeah, they wants it clipped and framed. Apparently, don't want to remember the occasion. And now, if you think about it, the Kevin Owens picture makes a pretty good thumbnail because it's going to seem like after the collective chatgasm, you're like exhausted and fatigued.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah. Unless we find something better.
I was going to say, unless we can find like a good shot of Anna and Tay or something.
Maybe we can fit it into it, just like I did with Sasha and Dom last week.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, shout out to both the last 2 episodes getting 69 views at the same exact time.
On YouTube. Yep.
On YouTube. Nice.
Yep. So
I saw it on Pornhub. The numbers are going up, right?
The numbers for the last episode went up. Like I said, that was the first time we broke 100 on Pornhub in like 13 weeks or some shit like that, or 13 episodes. So that made me happy because I was kind of sad that we weren't getting the same amount of views on Pornhub that we were. But like I said, there was a little bit of burnout there. We are at 132 views over there for the last episode.
Fantastic.
So it keeps going up every day. I don't, we're on the post show, so I don't care. It's just funny. I'm not there. It's just you and Katie, and you guys don't do a perverted title, and it's only got 19 views on Pornhub.
Well, what was it again?
Legendary.
I'm starting to think that people just like to go on Pornhub to masturbate because they can't find guys that look like you, so they just masturbate to you.
I mean, apparently you can find guys that look like me because that's your porn preference, but I'm sure there are plenty of people out there like you who want to masturbate to guys like me and have the opportunity to masturbate to me because I'm on Pornhub. So if Vince would twerk, the views would skyrocket.
I mean, I stripped. I took off the hoodie.
I'm blaming it solely on the title. You guys named that episode Legendary. And when I saw that, I was like, why that's not going to get us views. That's not our gimmick. I know why you did it. You did it for the Kurt Angle thing. I get it, but I was like,
here's the thing. That was just like the first thing that came to mind. I was tired and I just wanted to get everything done. So like me and Katie couldn't come up with a title. So we failed. I failed. I should have fucking found something funny. I was trying to think something with like coming or like bukkake or something like I was trying to get something, but I couldn't come up with it. I was exhausted. I just sent in the thumbnail, everything right after the episode, so I didn't have to worry about it. And yeah, but we know what works now. We know what gets the views.
we know. Jesus, your nipple should be coming in your DM once we end the show, which we're gonna do because I have to get up, get my daughter ready, go to Home Depot, buy a bunch of shit, and then go visit the ghost at the new house, see how he's doing. And
By the
help my
way,
dad build some shit. So
update us on Monday.
if anything, if there is an
there's more
update, I will
development.
give you an update. Yeah, I will continue to update you as long as there is an update, but I'm not gonna make shit up. Like something has to happen.
I'll ask in
Mind
the
you,
chat. I'll
this
ask
is
in
the
chat.
first time that anything has happened since we bought the house on like the 15th or 14th or whatever the fuck it was.
Hope the host is
So
doing well. I want Jesus on the screen. Hey,
we'll
maybe
see.
one of these days we can get Jesus to guest on the show.
Yeah,
He was on Straight Talk with me. We did predictions for I think it was NXT Worlds Collide.
I'd be down with having Jesus on. I
Yeah.
love Jesus.
Jesus is a fantastic. He'd fit the vibe. He'd fit the vibe.
Bagley, if you want the ghost story, you need to go listen to Monday through Friday of Creation Conversation. Actually, I don't think it's Monday through Friday. It's
I think it started on Tuesday.
no, it would have been Wednesday. I think it happened on Tuesday, so it would have been Wednesday.
It was Wednesday's episode. We talked
Wednesday
about,
and
you get
Friday's
the follow
episode
up on
of-
Friday. Yeah.
Friday's episode of Creation Conversation.
But yeah, I'm with you. I'll end the chat. I want to end the stream as well because I want to crawl into bed and like cuddle up my girlfriend and take care of her while she's sick. So,
Vince,
yes,
we talked about this. Do not touch her while she's passed out. It's not okay.
I'm not gonna do anything, man. Come on.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not. She's sick. What the fuck am I gonna do?
But we are going to go, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out with us. Vince, find a thumbnail, collective chatgasm.
Chatgasm one word, right?
Yes, chatgasm's one word. CHATGASM.
I think we can go with the Kevin Owens one.
Okay.
Unless you don't want to.
No, again, the formula is attractive women of wrestling, provocative title. So
It is
you
big
said
boy season. Go cuff yourself.
it is
one.
big. It is big. Listen, I am all about big boy. I am the embodiment of big boy season. Nobody embodies big boy season better than me. But you have a title. If you can find something with an attractive woman to go along with it or fit it in there, because you said you'd look. If not, we go with Kevin Owens. I'm cool with that too.
Yeah, I'll figure something out. Like if you do find some, go ahead and just share it with me. I'll work on that.
I'm gonna jerk off before I go to bed. I'll take a look.
Sounds like a plan. I love the details here. All
No
right.
Sorry,
Sayonara,
Benji.
chat.
We gotta go. I gotta get up early. Peace. Thank you guys for joining us.